Hey guys, welcome to Fantasy Tip. Max here with you for the weekend ads of Week 15. Last week, I lost my undisputed number one place in the CCL against the new number one, and now I'm in a must-win battle against the fourth place. I'm sitting tied with him at third, so the loser will be dropped of the top four, which means it is extremely important week to do all the right moves. Today, I'm going to show you the best options under 70% rostered. So let's jump into what we can do this weekend. For Friday and Saturday, only one team in action. That's the New Jersey Devils. At number 1 and 2, we have the first line wingers, Dawson Mercer and Erik Haula. With Jack Hughes' injury, they are getting a lot more ice time than normally. Mercer has 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points in the past 11 games, whereas Erik Haula is going at a point per game pace in the last 6 games. I would prioritize Dawson Mercer since he is getting the PP1 time, whereas Haula is PP2. At number 3, we have the big Michael McLeod, normally fourth line center, but he has stepped up to the plate so far with the injuries. He's been noticeably good when paired with better players, and right now, he's playing with Jesper Bratt and Tyler Toffoli. He has 5 points, including 3 goals in the past 6 games. From the third line, Curtis Lazar, he has 4 assists in the last 6 games. He's also hitting twice every game during that stretch. At number 5, Simon Nemec. He is the PP2 defenseman behind Luke Hughes. As we've seen in the last 10 games, he can give you donuts in the peripherals, but he also has heavy splurges of blocks occasionally, like the games against Boston and Columbus, where he totaled 6 and 7 blocks respectively. He isn't that fantasy relevant right now, but keep an eye on him in the next couple years. The kid is going to be really good. At number 6, for deeper leagues, Alexander Holtz. He has huge offensive potential and a crazy release. He doesn't play too often, but does have a place on the PP2. And at number 7, we have Colin Miller. It's tough to find good options this far in the lineup for New Jersey, but Colin Miller has the safest floor out of the remaining options. He can hit, he can block, he can shoot, and he also has 4 points in the last 6 games. As for the off days, we have 4 teams playing: the Carolina Hurricanes, the Detroit Red Wings, the Minnesota Wild, and the New York Islanders. At number 1, we start with the hottest player from the 4 teams right now, Lucas Raymond. Raymond is on line 1, PP1, and is at a point per game pace in the last 8 games. At number 2, Teuvo Teravainen, fantasy boomer bust. He is our second option, playing with Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov on the first line. Probably the best deployment. That gives him an extra boost in this ranking for me. He does have 4 points in the last 4 games. At number 3, David Perron, who completes the Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond line in Detroit. He's got 6 points in the last 7 games. At number 4, Marco Rossi, who only has 1 goal in the last 7 games, but was a bit cold. But now that Kirill Kaprizov is back, I expect Rossi to get out of his slump real soon. At number 5 and 6, Stefan Nason and Michael Bunting. Lines change really quickly in Carolina, so bear in mind we are filming this on Tuesday. As of right now, Nason and Bunting are both on the second line. Very good on the power play. Bunting is PP1, Nason is PP2, but Nason has 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in the last 9 games. At 7, we got Anders Lee, who's been cold in the last 10 games, scoring 2 points only. He does, however, have a good floor with decent shots, decent hits, and he does play on the first line in New York. We also have Marcus Foligno, who missed 3 games a couple weeks ago, and since he's been back, he's totaled 1 goal, 1 assist, 6 shots, 17 hits, 3 blocks, 7 penalty minutes, including a shorthanded point in 5 games. That's an awesome floor, guys. At number 9, Cal Palmieri, who is a boomer bust with relatively no floor whatsoever. He is, however, a power play specialist, and 12 of his 23 points came on the power play this season. We also have GT Comfer, who's still getting excellent deployment on the wings PP1. He normally centers the second line with DeBrincat and Patrick Kane. I don't know if Kane will be back for the weekend, but GT Comfer remains a good option. Ryan Hartman has 5 points in the last 7 games with good shot volume. Another boomer bust is teammate Marcus Johansson, second line winger with PP2 utilization. It's worth noting that the Wild have tough matchups in Florida and Carolina over the weekend, so it's at your own risk. At number 13, Jack Drury. Really happy to see Drury back on the list for the second time. Fourth line center in Carolina, doing some good work on the PP2 as well. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points in the last 11 games, including 3 power play points. And finally, Julien Gauthier from the Islanders' third line. He can throw his body around, and he has 4 points in the last 7 games. For the Saturday-Sunday segment, we have a few more teams. We have the Anaheim Ducks, the Dallas Stars, the New York Rangers, the Ottawa Senators, Philadelphia Flyers, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Toronto Maple Leafs. At number 1, Owen Tippett. He needs to be the number 1 here. So consistent. Shots, hits, goals. He's your typical Philadelphia Flyers, and he found his niche. At number 2 and 3, a couple of second-line wingers in Dallas. The Stars must be holding the most dangerous second line in hockey right now, right? If you don't think so, let me know in the comment who you think has a better second line right now. Seguin and Marchment are scoring threats and also play PP2. I love me some Dallas Stars streamers always. At number 4, Vladimir Tarasenko. One thing I learned over the years is to hop on Tarasenko when he's hot, and right now he shows glimpses of greatness every game. Most of his points come at 5-on-5 too. At number 5, Sean Couturier. If he is back by the weekend, of course, he's a no-brainer. But if he isn't, Morgan Frost has been playing pretty well in the past month. 5 points in the last 6 games. If Coots is back, Frost loses fantasy appeal. But if Coots isn't, Frost is a great option. At number 6, we have Alexis Lafreniere, who has not had a game in 2024 where he shot less than 3 times. Cemented on the second line with Panarin and Trocheck, he is a good option as always. At number 7, Josh Norris, who is injured at the time of making this and hasn't been quite good either, but I haven't thrown the towel yet. If back for the weekend, he should reclaim his line 1 and PP1 spot. He should have himself a decent weekend with 2 home games. At number 8, Nick Paul, second line in Tampa. A little bit cold, but still on the vicious Lightning PP1. You cannot sleep on Nick Paul. We also have Leo Carlsson and Mason McTavish. The first 2 line centers are both playing on the PP1. I don't know how they'll fare without Jamie Drysdale and Pavel Mintyukov, but the Ducks have been underwhelming. These 2 guys are the only 2 guys I would touch from the Ducks this weekend. At 11, we have Pontus Holmberg. First line with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner right now, and he's done far better so far than the other candidates. 4 points in the last 5 games. At number 12, Anthony Cirelli, who's a much better player for his team than for fantasy managers. Second line, second power play, 1 assist in the last 13 games. But hey, he's 1 line change away from being a dangerous stream. At 13, Triple K, Capo Caco is back and on the first line. Finally, Blake Wheeler is retrograded to the bottom 6. Caco is an interesting boomer bust pick this weekend. And finally, right now, it's Nick Robertson playing with John Tavares and William Nylander. Tomorrow, it could be Matthew Nyes. By the weekend, it could be Tyler Bertuzzi. Hell, Holmberg could be sent down to the second. Point being, guys, is double check the Leafs lineup on the day of before adding any of their players. But all the guys I mentioned could be good options if paired with the top 6. Now let's jump to the defensemen. At number 1, Thomas Chabot, who's the PP1 defenseman in Ottawa, ahead of Sanderson and Chychrun at the moment. Chabot has 5 points in the last 7 games. Ghost at number 2, 17 points of his 29 points came on the power play. Gostisbehere is a boomer bust option always, but he does have a good point ceiling. At number 3, Thomas Harley, who's done a good job stepping up without Miro Heiskanen. He is the PP1 defenseman in Dallas right now. Brock Faber, the usual suspects, guys. 5 assists in the last 6 games with an insane time on ice. Yegor Zamula, if Jamie Drysdale remains out, Zamula will QB the PP1 and has done a good job making the Flyers power play a little bit better recently. At number 6, Timothy Liljegren, who's been fantastic since coming back from injury. In his 14 games back, he's got 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points, 19 shots, and 37 blocks. He's an elite streamer at 10% right now. At 7, we have Jackson Lacombe. With Drysdale and Minchukov out for different reasons, Jackson Lacombe has an opportunity on the PP1, and guess what? He's got 3 assists in the past 4 games. And we close the defenseman section out with Mike Riley, the PP2 defenseman in New York for the Islanders. He has a very good shot volume normally. Now let's jump into the goalies for Sunday. In my opinion, Simon Urson has been the best goalie streamer all season. Sure, Carter Hart is still the number 1, but Urson hasn't let over 3 goals since October 28th. I trust him and the Flyers at home this weekend. And guess what? James Reimer proved me wrong last week and defeated Toronto. I was wrong. This week, I'm starting either Detroit goalie at home on Sunday. The Wings have won 5 of the last 6 games while going through injuries, and it might be better than we think. This is a trap game, the Anaheim Ducks against the New York Rangers. The Rangers are heavily favored, but play the Kings the night before, whereas the Ducks get an easy Sharks matchup. I smell an upset in the air. Luka Dostal, John Gibson could be good options. Scott Wedgwood and Matthew Murray for the Stars. If Oettinger plays Saturday, whoever starts between Wedgwood and Murray Sunday will be a flip of a coin. The game in New York is also a flip of a coin, but I expect this to be a defensive battle against the Islanders. At number 5, Jonathan Quick. Another reason why I'm leaning Ducks over Rangers on Sunday is the fact that Jonathan Quick hasn't won a game since December 15th. That's a full month, guys. And finally, at number 6, Ilya Samsonov. He did look good last Sunday. The stats won't show it, but he wasn't bad. I think he rebounds and finally gets a win in Seattle. But hey, guys, this one's at your own risk. Let's jump into the categories now. For the shots, we got Owen Tippett, a regular there at 3. Cam Atkinson, 3. Martin Necas, 2.9. Troy Terry, 2.7. Anders Lee, 2.6. Ryan Hartman, Tyler Seguin, 2.5. Thomas Chabot, 2.4. And Max Domi, 2.3. For the blocks, we have Jake Wallman at 2.9 if he's back from injury. Nick Seeler at 2.7. Scott Mayfield at 2.6. Jonas Brodin at 2.4. Liljegren at 2.3. His teammate Brody at 2.2. For the hits now, another Maple Leaf. Simon Benoit at 2.9. Marcus Foligno 2.8. Matt Martin 2.7. Will Quille at 2.6. Austin Watson and Nick Delorier 2.5. And Yanni Akampa, who I'm streaming this week, by the way, at 2.4. For the faceoffs, Sean Couturier, if he's back, 10.9. Jordan Stahl, 10.3. Michael McLeod, 9.5. JG Pajot, 8.7. Adam Henrique, 8.3. McTavish, 7.6. Glendon Ing at 6.7. And Scott Lawton, 5.8. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back with more content soon. I wish everybody good luck for this week. I know I need it this week. I'm not up to a good start, and hopefully I turn things around. Go get those wins, guys. See you soon.